They never hated me. That's the part people don't understand. Hate at least requires attention. I didn't even get that. I was the child who existed quietly in the background, not the favorite, not the problem, just there. When achievements were celebrated, my name was skipped. When mistakes were punished, my silence was convenient. I learned early that being quiet made life easier for everyone else. So I stopped asking questions, stopped sharing dreams, stopped expecting love from people who never noticed when I was hurting. At family gatherings, I was the one holding plates, not opinions, the one listening, not being heard. They'd talk about my future like I wasn't in the room, as if my life was something they'd decide later when it mattered. And for a long time, it didn't. I watched them invest in everyone else, time, money, encouragement. I received advice instead of support, responsibility instead of care. Be patient. You're strong. You'll understand one day. What they really meant was, you don't need us as much as the others do. So I started surviving without them. While they slept comfortably in assumptions, I stayed awake with questions. While they believed I was doing nothing, I was learning everything. I didn't announce my plans. I didn't seek validation. I worked in silence because silence was all I'd ever been given. Years passed. Then one day, something changed. They needed help. Suddenly, my phone rang more often. Suddenly, my opinion mattered. Suddenly, I was family again. They spoke to me with a tone I didn't recognize, respect mixed with surprise, as if they had just discovered a version of me they never believed existed. "You've changed," they said. "You've become so capable. We're proud of you." Proud. It was strange hearing that word so late, like applause after the performance was already over. They remembered me, not because they missed me, but because I was useful now. That's when I realized something important. I didn't want revenge. I didn't want to shout or explain my pain. I didn't need them to feel guilty. The real power wasn't in proving them wrong. It was in realizing that I no longer needed their approval to stand tall. They only knew the version of me they could benefit from. They never knew the nights I questioned my worth, the mornings I built myself from scratch, the strength I developed when no one was watching. And that's okay, because the child they overlooked became an adult who understands his value, not because they finally saw it, but because he learned to see it himself. Sometimes the greatest victory isn't being chosen. It's becoming someone who no longer waits to be chosen at all. They remembered me when I became useful, but by then, I had already moved forward, stronger, quieter, and completely in control.